Hey, what's up guys, it's Stella from Ather Gaming and I'm back with you guys with a brand new video. But before we get into that guys, I'd like to give a huge apology that we were not able to upload consistently recently. But that phase is over, we should be uploading consistently now, hopefully bear with us here. Okay, but before I get into everything, I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our patrons and all of our Discord members. We love you guys. Be sure to check out the links in the description if you want to join those. Also subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of December, by the start of the new year. So we have 13 days to do that. Please guys, help us out on this mission. We'd greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Alright guys, so starting off with the monsters that we play the 3 starter cards, which starts off with the triple copies of Soul Eating Overraptor. I don't think I need to get into this card at all really with you guys. If you guys have been here for long enough, or even if you guys haven't even been at this channel and just first time, well, welcome. But if you guys have been playing the game for any amount of time, you guys know what this card does. Whenever it's summoned, you get to add or dump a dino from your deck to your graveyard. And then its secondary effect, which isn't too prevalent but it comes up, is you can target one level 4 lower dino on the field, destroy it, and then summon back a dino from your grave in defense. So, you know, it's a really, really good card. It's really, really accessible. You can search it very easily. It's level 4. It's a normal summon. This is one of the main cards that you want to see in your hand. And it's either between this card or seeing either one of the Armageddonite or the Dark Effort. Once again, I don't think I have to explain what these cards do, but in case you're brand new to the game, what Armageddonite and Dark Effort do is, so Armageddonite is on summon. You get to dump a level 4, or sorry, you get to just dump any dark monster from your deck to your graveyard. And Dark Effort's effect is that you can discard one dark monster to send one dark monster from your deck to your graveyard. Then if it's in your hand and you happen to have a level 7 or higher dark monster, then you can discard that dark monster and summon it from your hand. So it's a really, really good card because it synergizes very well with some of the other cards you play. Next off, going on to the bigger dinosaurs that you play the double copies of the Overtex as well as the double copies of the Conductor. So these are your boss monsters of the deck. So Overtex is usually what you're, sorry, not usually, it's what you're always most likely sending off with the Overraptor. And if you have Armageddonite or Dark Effort, it's also the card that you're most likely going to be sending off. So yeah, Overtex, it provides you a lot. It can give you spell trap protection, which is really, really helpful against backward decks or in the grind game where you probably need that. And Conductor is your punch card. Like you just kind of have this card in case, you know, you want to go for game. And it's really good against the 2 biggest meta decks of the format right now, which are Orcust and Salamangreat. Those are the 2 biggest decks currently, and Conductor just completely shuts them down. And Overtex is literally good against every other deck, so yeah, that's why you play those. And the very last dino you play is probably the greatest dino of all time. You play 1 copy of Giant Rex. This card's fantastic. It synergizes so well with every other card in the deck, helps provide very easy rank 4 plays, and I've been playing this deck for a while and I tweaked it a bit, so you can actually use this card to make an Aturia Beast, which you guys will see how later. Next off, going off into the Thunder engine, we play the triple copies of the Thunder Dragon Roar, the double copies of Thunder Dragon Dark, and the double copies of Thunder Dragon Hawk. So Roar is the best one out of all of them, although all of them are really good to see in your hand. Hawk, a little bit less, but it's still really nice to see in most instances. So what all of them do, in case you're also new to the game, Roar is whenever it's banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you get a special summon any Thunder Dragon monster from your deck, which is usually the Dark. And Dark's effect is, if it's banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Thunder Dragon monster. And then Hawk's effect is you can discard it to special summon a Thunder Dragon monster that's in your grave or banished. So all these cards really synergize very, very well with the deck because of a certain spell card which you play, which you guys will see very, very soon. But yeah, this ratio is really, really nice in my opinion. I was playing 3 Darks at first, but realized that you can brick on the Thunder Dragons because you never actually really want to open multiples of these cards, just like one of these 5. So yeah, that's why I chose to play those in those ratios. Next off, into the best supporting engine that I think that this game has ever seen, you play the Dangers. So this is a pretty heavy lineup of Dangers. So you play double Nessie, double Jackalope, double Snake, which are, so these guys are the 6 most important Dangers, I guess, because it's 2 of each, because all these guys are guaranteed special summons. There's a reason why you can only have 2 as opposed to 3 in your deck. And yeah, so all these cards are really, really nice. Nessie adds any danger, Jackalope specials any danger when it's hit from your hand, and Tsuchinoko special summons itself. And then continuing on, you play triple copies of Mothman, because ever since that, the big 3 in these 6 right here ended up getting semi-limited and put on the ban list. this is the best danger to see in your hand, because even if it gets hit out of your hand, you can draw and discard a card. Which, if you discard this, you get to benefit a lot off of it, and it happens to me very often. So I really like it. It's also level 4 for level 4 plays. For the 1 Chupacabra, you play a very heavy danger lineup. So the 1 Chupacabra is very nice because in basically every instance, you'll always have a way to get a danger in the graveyard without actually negging. So the Chupacabra is like a pseudo guaranteed special summon as well. Then you play the 2 utility dangers is in the 1 Bigfoot and the 1 Thunderbird. So Bigfoot, Thunderbird are really, really useful going second. This is how you break a lot of boards, or it helps you break a lot of boards. The Thunderbird is really good, just like sniping some cheap back row if your opponent has it. And the Bigfoot is probably the best. It's better than the Thunderbird, because whenever it's hit out of your hand, you can pop any face-up card in the field, which, you know, a big problem for this deck is cards like Skill Drain or cards like Vanities. So Bigfoot really just gets around that all and is a really, really big help for it. So yeah, that's the dangers that you play. And then wrapping up the monsters, this is the card that I said Healthy makes a Cherry Beast. Play 1 copy of Glow Bulb. This is the only card in your deck that's like not great to draw, because, you know, like every single danger is nice to see, all your starters are nice to see, and most of your dinos are good to see as well. So this is the only monster that you don't really want to draw, but you play a 43 card deck, so chances are you will not be seeing this in a 5 card hand. And even if you do draw, once again, you play a lot of dangers, which is why this danger right here, the triple Mothman, is very, very crucial, or I guess even more crucial, because if you happen to draw the Glow Bulb, then you can just pitch it off the Mothman if it gets hit, and you're fine. So yeah, that's why you play Glow Bulb, helps make a Cherry Beast with it and Giant Rex. That's for the monsters. I played 30 monsters, and off into the spells. So guys, all the spells are consistency cards, so you're never mad if you see them in your hand. So starting off is triple copies of Fossil Dig. This is because you want more starters, so you have 6 copies of Overraptor now, so you have a very, very good chance to see it in a 43 card deck that has a lot of Upstart Goblins in the dangers. You play triple copies of Double Evolution Pill. This is honestly the best card in the deck, and this is the spell that I said helps synergize everything together, because with Double Evolution Pill, you can banish your Thunder Dragon Roars, or you can banish your Thunder Dragon Darks, or you can banish your Giant Rex, and you just get a lot of value off of it. Most people don't actually hold the Ash for this, and Ash you very soon, and so chances are this is always going to resolve. And when it does resolve, you practically win the game. And even if they are holding the Ash, there's a lot of things that you can do to prevent that Ash from being dropped on the pill, which you guys will see later. So that's it for the dinosaur-related spells. Off onto the, I guess, most mandatory spells in the deck, and the best one, in my opinion. Triple copies of Allure of Darkness. So this card's amazing. Like, you play so many darks in the deck, to the point where it it's just such a good card, because it digs you 2 cards deeper into a deck that already has a lot of draw power. And you know, if you banish any of these 5 off of it, then, you know, it's never a bad thing, and it can actually help you play through a lot, because sometimes you don't have a way to get these banished Thunder Dragons, or sorry, to get these Thunder Dragons banished, and Allure of Darkness helps you do that, as well as dig 2 cards deeper. Next off, the next spell you play is you play 2 copies of Instant Fusion. I was previously playing this card at 3, and I honestly didn't like it. Sorry, it's a very, very good card, and if you want to play it at 3, you can. But a problem with it is that in multiples it sucks, because it's a hard one to return. So yeah, but it's still a very, very strong card, and it helps you break a lot of boards. Like, it helps you break a Thunder Dragon board, and if your opponent ends up making a card like Appaloosa, this card helps out, or like the Orcus board, this card outs. It's really, really nice. Then the last 2 spells you play, they're both 1-ofs, they're both power cards. 1 Gold Sark and 1 Foolish Burial. So both these cards are really, really good. You know, there's a reason why they're both at 1. Gold Sark helps banish anything from your deck, so the Thunder Dragons and Giant Rex just get immediate value off of it. And Foolish Burial, you're playing a deck that really relies on the graveyard and having cards in the graveyard. So it's a really, really big help. Plus, Double Evolution Pill right here can actually banish cards from your graveyard, meaning Foolish Burial is almost like it just kind of gets you access to any of the cards that you need to proc this off, or it actually just gets you access to that, which is really, really nice. So that's it for the spells. We played 10 spells, and if you guys are wondering why there's no Reinforcement of the Army in the deck, well, the reason why I didn't like Reinforcement of the Army is because, yeah, even though you play these 2, which are really, really nice starter cards in the deck, the problem with Reinforcement of the Army is that it's like too much. You already play 8 starters, because you play 2 of this, 3 Overraptor, and 3 Fossil Digs, and you have 8 starters in a 43 card deck, meaning you have a very, very good chance to see one of them in 5 cards that you draw. And even if you don't see these guys in your opening hand, chances are your triple allure is going to get you to them, or the almost countless number of dangers that you play is going to help get to these cards. So they're really, really important, but playing Reinforced of the Army is too much. So now going into the extra deck, guys, starting off the Link 1s, play 1 copy of Link Rebo. You play it for the Glow Bulb, and that's really it, but it's also good because instant fusion, but yeah, you guys will see more of that later. It's good because Glow Bulb, if you draw Glow Bulb, with Link Rebo, you at least have a free Link 2 in like Nightmare Phoenix to help break boards and stuff. So yeah, it's really nice to have. Then off the Link 2s, you play the 1 copy of IP Masquerena, as well as the 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix. So the Phoenix is just here for utility. That's literally all. That's the only reason why it's here. Every deck should play Nightmare Phoenix, like no matter what. And IP Masquerena is a very, very powerful card this meta because you can quick Link summon during your opponent's turn to help trigger off your Nightmare cards, or to even make some bigger boss monsters for your opponent to attempt to out. And it also has really, really nice pointers. It's essentially generic because 2 non-links, so yeah, really, really good card. Then off the Link 3s is the 1 Unicorn and the 1 Curious. So Curious is absolutely busted in this deck, and the reason why this deck can function, because you'll get hand trapped so many times, but if you still have 3 dark monsters on the board, you can go into Curious, and you play a lot of darks because these guys are warriors, this guy is a Dino, all of your dangers are different types, and the card right here, Instant Fusion, helps you get out another dark name. So it actually gives you a lot of different, you actually already have a lot of different names for the Curious. Then Unicorn, you have for the utility, as well as the IP Masquerena. I don't think I have to explain that anymore. Then the Link 4s you play 1 copy of Appaloosa and 1 copy of the Boral Sword. Boral Sword is here for just cheap OTKs. You can always make it, and so yeah, it's just free. It just kind of like steals games that you probably shouldn't have won otherwise. And Appaloosa is Appaloosa. It helps you play around Ash, helps play around Nibiru, and all that. So that's it for the Link monsters, guys. So going off into the fusions. Play 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Colossus, as well as your 2 instant fusion targets, your Thousand Eyes, and your Millennium Eyes. So I'm going to start off with the Colossuses. So the reason why you only play 2 Colossus as opposed to 3 is because it's not pure Thunder Dragon. You don't need 3 Colossuses. In fact, most games you don't make the second one, but it's just here just in case, because it's just like, if you're in a grind game, you will need the second, but chances are you're going to win before that. So that's why you have the Colossuses. But then the instant fusion targets in Thousand Eyes and Millennium Eyes is really, really good going first, because it's one of the things that can help you dodge cards like Ash Blossom. It can negate Ash Blossom and other hand traps, as well as if you go second and your opponent sets up an Appaloosa or against the Orcus board, you can summon this and just steal whatever monsters that they're going to use on field or in the graveyard and just completely shut down their turn or their play. And then Thousand Eyes is Thousand Eyes. It's literally good in every single situation as long as your opponent has a monster. I don't need to explain those too much. And it's also another reason why Link Rebo is much stronger, because you steal your opponent's monster, then link it off. So onto the XCs, you play 3 of them and 3 rank 4s. 1 copy of Abyss Dweller, 1 copy of Lagia, and 1 copy of Tornado Dragon. These cards are all here for strict utility. Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon are generic, and in my opinion are the 2 best generic rank 4s that we've probably ever seen, which are currently legal. And then Lagia is the best rank 4 that you can play in any Dino deck, because it negates spells, traps, and summons. It's Solemn Judgment, but with 2400 attack, which is really nice. Then once again, Tornado and Dweller are just good against every other deck, so you have to play those 3. Then the final card that you play in the extra deck is, I was talking about it earlier, but you play the 1 copy of the Nat Beast. Really, really great. You can make this, as well as in Appaloosa, as well as a Conductor on most turns. So yeah, there's not really any deck that can shut down this board, because any hand traps are getting shut down with Appaloosa, and any spells are shut down with the Century Beast. Once your opponent summons enough monsters, Conductor shuts those down. So yeah, your opponent really just locked out of a lot. So yep. And that's it for the deck, guys. It's 43 cards, and it's honestly like a comfortable 43 because you play so much draw power. So yeah. Alright guys, that was it for the deck profile. If you liked, then like the video. And if you didn't like it, then like the video. And also subscribe if you aren't already. Like I said earlier, we're really trying to hit that subscriber goal, so please help us. Check out all the links in the description. Comment anything that you think we should change. We always love to read comments, and we always reply to those comments. And yeah guys, have a great day. This is Ather from Ather Gaming.